Hey guys, your boy Jehuty here with another changelog video for Season 4. Today we're tackling Panda and Kuma. And first up is the new move, the forward 1+2, 1+2 extension. And it's a natural string that of course screws and does a combined 34 damage. First move comes out at 17 frames, second hit comes out at 30 frames. It's minus 13 on block, so it's not safe. Nonetheless, it's still a good addition. And now we have to look at the regular forward 1+2 by itself because of the new extension. There have had to be changes made here as well. So first up is a damage reduction. It used to do 25 damage and now it does just 20. Of course, due to the extension, that's not too much of a big deal. The other thing is that on hit it recovers 2 frames slower. This sounds like a nerf, but in reality I think it has more to do with consistency, that when the extension, the new move extension, is used in a combo, it connects better and for more consistency, of course. Now here's maybe the biggest nerf, and that is the frame data on block. It used to be minus 12, now it is minus 15, so launch punishable by most of the cast. So that's really incentive for you to use the new extension. And then the last change is change the opponent's behavior when hit in mid-air. So of course before it used to screw, and now they want you to use the extension because by itself the forward 1+2 won't screw. So a semi-new move, which is more of an option out of hunting 1-2. You can press 3+4 to go into hunting stance. So during hunting 1-2, what you can do after that is press forward immediately to go into a forward roll. It doesn't sound like much, but honestly with some of the buffs to the forward roll moves, which I'll get into later, will show that this is a nice addition to the Bears game plan overall. So now in the rest of the chronological order, let's get through the other moves. First up is the generic 3. And what's happened here is that they've reduced the strength of the pushback and made the move easier to land. So that's more of, you know, consistency stuff. Yeah, it is good to have that. Not quite sure what that means for the Bears overall. And of course, it's also happened for forward 3. So forward 3 just covers a bit more distance and it has now the same changes done to it, so more consistency. Now we have 1+2, 1+2. So without the third hit, so just the first 2 hits. By the way, never use the third hit extension because it's launch punishable. What you have here is that increase the range of the attack, so that's the first buff, nice buff. And then you have a minor buff in form of reduce the strength of the pushback and made the move easier to land, so more of consistency. Anyways, let's continue on with up back 1+2, and what they've done here is that they've buffed the frames. So this used to have a startup between 42 and 43 frames, and now it's been buffed to 37 to 38, so it comes out considerably quicker, but it is still a move that is slow, so just keep that in mind. And now we have while rising 1-2, but we'll start off with the simple while rising 1. So what's happened here is increase the strength of the pushback and made the move easier to land. So more of that consistency goodness which was mentioned before. But what's also happened is that on counter hit, when the first hit connects, the second hit is guaranteed. So as they put it here, now landing the first attack as a counter hit leads to consecutive hits. And now we can talk about the second hit, and the first change comes out in form of the damage reduction. It used to do 34 damage, now it does 23 damage. But they've also buffed it at the same time by changing up the startup frames. So before it used to come out between 41 and 42 frames. Now it comes out at 27 to 28 frames, so that's considerably faster. Apart from that, they've also changed the recovery time upon hits, so the Bears recover 3 frames faster, so that's a nice little buff. And what they've also done is that they've changed the behavior when the move lands as a counter hit. So don't take my word for it, but I believe this move used to screw on counter hits, and now it no longer does that, so that's a nerf. And then of course the last change is to the frames on block. which is a massive nerf. It used to be +5 on block. It's now -9, so just about safe. And that's quite a big nerf for the bears. So now I get to talk about the forward roll, which I mentioned previously. So first up we have during forward roll 1, increase the move's tracking, which is a nice buff as you can see here. And then we have during forward roll 3, the low slide, and yeah, it has the same thing, increase the move's tracking as you're seeing on screen. So those are overall nice buffs coupled together with the new move semi-new option. The last two things are throws. So the first throw is forward 1+4. Of course, reduce the strength of the pushback and made the move easier to land. So that's more of consistency stuff. Of course, that the opponent is a bit closer to the bear after they do that, so they can of course continue their pressure. This change also carries over to their new other throw, which is this throw here. And of course, same thing, reduced the strength of the pushback and made the move easier to land. So now the bears, after successfully executing this throw, can also have more pressure afterwards. So that about does it for all of the changes for Kuma and Panda in Season 4. Overall, I feel these guys have been buffed, whereas they've also been nerfed to balance it out. I think the new move, so the new screw attack and the new extension into rolling, and then with the tracking of the rolling, will help out Panda and Kuma a lot. Anyway, check out the Jehuty Gaming channel because there's more content on there and more changelog videos. And yeah, consider subscribing because that helps me the most. Leave a like and a comment for feedback because that helps me as well. And this is your boy Jehuty, and I'll see you on the next one.